Hey there. I'm just starting the live stream and we'll just wait a few more seconds until 10 o'clock hits, 10 o'clock Shanghai time, and then I'm going to get started. Okay, good. Let's get started. So let me just start with a quick introduction and where we are. So last Friday, I started my first live stream, and in that live stream, I went over the business plan of what I'm going to be trying to do in the next 30 days. Now it's we started on September 11th and we're going to end on October 10th. So that means now we have about 27 days left to do this. What I'm trying to do is build a startup, and I'm going to be trying to do it live through live streams. And so you're going to be able to, I'm documenting my whole process here, and you can be able to follow me along as I do this. And so every time I have a live stream, I'll have a write-up. So this is my write-up for my first live stream, and you can see sort of the ideas that we went through as we were writing out the business plan. We talked about why I want to do this, what I'm building, and so forth. You're gonna have to excuse me, my cat might appear in our feed. Sometimes he just wants some petting. So this is sort of the write-up that we had from last Friday. And it's all published, and I'll have the link in the description below for all these write-ups. So today, after we've developed this business plan, we're going to now start designing our product. I haven't done this before. Whenever I would launch a product, I would try to skip this design process because maybe I thought building and designing at the same time might be faster. But I found that actually I bumped into a lot of issues, and I think I could have been better helped with a lot more planning in terms of where to position things, how the user flow would go, and so forth. So I'm going to spend this time to design this product on Sketch, and we'll talk about again what this product is as I'm doing this. But we're going to design this product on Sketch, and we're going to really think through what the user flow is for the MVP. And we're just going to create a very simple sketch design. We're not going to flourish it with too many complicated and fancy designs. I'm not a designer myself, so we'll keep it simple. But I think this will be very helpful in identifying what the user flow is in terms of how to use this product. Yes. So some of the key features that I think we will definitely want to cover is, so again, for context, what I'm trying to build is a better way for people to organize their GitHub issues. I want people to be able to have sort of their issues in these cards, and I want to have them be able to drop them into views or dashboards, so they can present a group of cards to their potential client or the project managers and sort of guide the discussion from there. So some of the key features that we're going to have to build in to this is we're going to allow them to obviously arrange their GitHub issues and PRs in sort of views. Yeah, views are just going to be this container box for now. That's how I'm imagining it so right now. Of course, it can change in the future, but we'll start off with that idea for now. So I think users should be able to create issues from this app. So that issue will then also be created on the GitHub database. They should be able to edit and manage their own GitHub issues here. And they should be able to create dashboards using those views. They should be able to connect with GitHub. So in terms of the pages that we're going to be building, I don't think we're going to be building a web application. So there's not going to be too many separate pages that have different routes per se. I think it's going to be all one major dashboard. and we're trying to keep it simple like that. Later on, we might come into issues with routing in terms of people wanting, maybe they want to link to a specific view, so we'll have to create a route for that. I'm not quite sure how that will look yet, but let's reach that problem once we get there. So let's see. So I think in terms of pages, actually, we're just going to be having one dashboard view. It's basically just an app. We're not going to have tabulated views where you can switch into settings and so forth yet. But actually, maybe by the end of this video, maybe we might find that we actually need it. Okay. I haven't thought too much about how this is going to look yet, so we're just going to figure this out as we go along. Okay. So here I'm using Sketch. I'm calling this project, I don't have the name for the product yet, I'm calling it Project Mulan. I'm thinking for all my projects I'm going to have them be based off of movie names and short movie names. So they're not like How I Met Your Mother in 10 Days. That's not the name of the movie, is it? Or How I Met Your Mother. I probably combined two movies. But and I recently just watched Mulan. I thought it was great. So this project is called Project Mulan. Okay, so let's start with the main view, the first view that I think users are going to see. And so we're going to be focused on a desktop app. We're not going to be building this for mobile yet. We could say that this might be also available for tablet. But for now, I think we're just going to start with a desktop, not desktop HD, but just desktop. Okay, so we chose a desktop size here. We'll just set it at 0, 0, just keep things clean here. And I think we'll keep this white. We're not going to put any background in it. And I think what I want, I'm using R here to just quickly create a rectangle here. And this is going to be just the connect with GitHub button. Okay. I'm going to center it here. And I'm not enjoying this font here. I usually like using something like Montserrat, which is a web font, so that should be easily available. Okay, let's start with that. I don't really like the gray background. Maybe we should start with the color scheme. Maybe let's start with blue. No, that's too ugly. Connect GitHub. I think this will probably have to be bigger than 12. So let's start with 24. Let's see how that looks. Okay, sure, that's fine. And of course, there's going to be the GitHub logo to the left here. So I'm just going to put a little square here, and we'll say GitHub logo inside. Okay, let's put that here, and then I think I'll download the logo in a bit. So actually, I think that will just be the button so far. Let's see. Oops. Let's make it a little skinnier. Okay, okay, I'm going to go ahead and download the GitHub logo for now. Usually I want to try to do this quickly, so all I do is just look up GitHub logo on Google and then download maybe the first SVG or PNG icon that I can find. Usually the ones with these checkered backgrounds on Google Images usually means that this checkered background is already baked into the image, which means it's not an SVG actually. Actually here this says SVG, so maybe we'll use this one here. Okay. Save to desktop, yes. And I'm just pulling up my desktop right now. Let's see, where is it? And I'm just going to drag it in here. Let's resize properly. Okay. Okay, cool. So actually, it's looking not too bad right now already. I wasn't going to do this initially, but actually maybe we should. I think what we're going to do is pick a color scheme. So what I usually like to do is I usually like to go to colors, with two O's at the first one here, .co, and then here they'll automatically kind of just create a color scheme for you. So you can start the generator here. Okay, we have a little tutorial how to do it. So I've used this before. I'm just going to skip this. And actually, this looks like a fun color palette, so maybe let's just stick with this. So push space again to see what other color palettes there are. Yeah, this also looks fun. Okay. Okay, yes. It's a bit strong. It's too red, too muted. Okay. I don't know what to pick. I'm not a color expert. Let's just start. This is a bit boring. Actually, this looks fun. Let's start with this. So let's say that this is going to be the. We'll need a primary color and a secondary color so that we know which ones will kind of stand out in terms of call to actions. I don't know if any of these will work, but let's save this here. I do have an account with them, so I'm just going to sign in. Oh, I haven't. Oh, let's see. Enter the code you received via email. Okay. Let me just do this authentication then. It's cute. Instead of a 6-digit code, they give you a color code instead. Okay, great. So this is going to be Project Mulan, and let's save that. Okay, colors, great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this palette onto Sketch here. Okay, I'm just going to create a. Let's see. I think we'll probably have to create another page. Colors. Let's call this colors, and how do I export this? Image. C code. Let's use an image for now. Project Mulan colors. Let's save it as hex, yes. Okay. Download. Good. Okay, done. Cool. So I've got that saved. Later I'm going to be making components out of these colors. It's a bit blurry on that thing. Why? Why is it so blurry? How big is this? Okay. So here I'm just going to bake in these colors into Sketch so we can use them later. So this is going to be 313628. What we can do here is we can save these as presets. Okay. And so that we can use them later. So this one is going to be 595358. All right. Yeah, looks about right. And let's call this secondary. Of course, we can change this later. I'm not really thinking about it yet. Let's see if the color picker actually picks it up properly. Where's my color picker here? Okay. 5857 F74. Yes, that's good. Just lazily call it third. Okay. Let's do this one. A4AC96, yes. Call this fourth color. I don't know how we're going to use these colors yet, and of course we can change these colors later. And of course we can just change them here, so that makes it much easier for us in the future if we do want to change this. Let's just call this fifth for now. Okay, good. So now we have a basic color scheme, and we can use this color scheme in our product. Okay, let's go to our board. Scroll back in here. And so what this might look like is we can start playing around with the border in the background using primary and secondary colors. Okay. So let's say that we use primary color here, and let's actually move the border if there's going to be a primary color. Let's add a little bit of a rounding around the corners. So I think we can do, let's see, borders. I think there's a radius somewhere. Here it is. Okay, there we go. Maybe like a 15. Yeah, 15 looks nice. Then obviously we'll need a contrast here, so let's make that white. Let's see if we can make this fill white. It's SVG, and oh, here we go. Yes, okay. There we go. It works. So these items are going to have to be middle centered, and I also want the middle centered here. Okay. So I think that works so far. From the get-go, if this is the first page that a user sees, obviously they're going to be quite confused as to what's going on. And this is where I realized that actually I'll need a landing page, or at least some sort of way to explain to the user who hasn't seen these live streams before, obviously, who doesn't know what this product is. They're going to have to figure out what this product is for and how they can use it and why they want to use it. So actually, I would need a landing page, and I think I'll probably do that in the next live session. So let's assume that there's a landing page and they've seen what this product can do. I don't know what that product is yet, but let's see they know what this product can do and they're ready to do it, and they say, okay, let's try it out. And so they go to the let's try it out page, and then they're presented with this first page. I suppose then there might be some text that is needed to explain to them what's going on here, what this flow is like. But let's save that a little bit for later, because I'm not quite sure what questions would pop up yet until I start getting some feedback. So let's call this page connect with GitHub page. Okay. At the same time, I think we're also going to want, I'm going to want to have my logo up in the top corner for every page that we have. We said that we want to keep this product nice and zen, and so I was dubious about putting a logo up here. But I think this is one of the few important things we need to maintain the branding. Of course, let's stick with the primary color here. So let's just call this logo. Let's shrink this down, and actually let's put a bit of margin. Can we put a margin in here? No, there's no margin. Okay, so let's put a box around it, and we'll have this box be have the border color of primary, and maybe we'll increase the width a bit. Do this. Put a little rounding as well. Not too much. Maybe 3. Okay. And then this will just be our logo, and let's increase the boldness of this. Whatever our logo is, maybe be about this size here. Okay. And then we can place that later, of course. Okay. So I just held Command G and that grouped it together. So now this is a group, and I think we'll want this to be equidistant from the top and the left here. So I'm just holding down Option, and you can sort of see how it's positioned in comparison to the artboard. Yeah, because my mouse is hovering over the artboard. If I want to see how it's positioned in relation to this button here, I can just hover over this, and you can see how it's positioned over this in relation to this. You can get those pixels correct. Okay, so that's going to be the logo, and this can be connected with GitHub. Okay, so the user is going to, let's see, how does this look? You can do a preview to see how this looks on a web page. Obviously, it's quite bare, and I think the user is really going to be confused as to what to do here. So maybe we should just have a little bit of text explaining what will happen once you connect with GitHub. So let's say connect with GitHub to start managing your issues in a better way. This text is obviously terrible, but we can fix it along the way. Let's increase the size. Okay. Remove the period. Okay. Let's see. This should be. I'm going to group this into a button, and these should both be centered with the canvas. So let's center this, and let's center this here. Great. Okay, so maybe we can bring this down a little bit. And bring this down a little bit as well. There's some guides that you can use to figure out how to position all your things. I haven't used those guides here, but maybe later on when we need this to be pixel perfect, then we can use those guides. Good, so I think using this preview page, I think if this is a web page that someone comes onto, then I think it looks kind of clean and nice, yeah? Great. So this is going to be the first page, and once they click on this, it's going to come up with an authentication flow, which I'm not going to have control over in terms of the look. But I'm going to just add some artboards here just to demonstrate what's going to happen. So let's say this is going to be the GitHub OAuth flow. Maybe it might be like a pop-up. And we're just going to call this the GitHub OAuth flow. Okay, we're not going to design this, but we're just going to include this as part of our user flow here. And let's center this. Let's put some brackets around this or something. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. So you can, on Sketch and many other programs, you can also do this, but you can start creating these hot points, I think, where if you click on this, then it'll take you here. And let's see. So I want to see if we can do that. Let's see. How do we add? Nope, that's not it. There. Prototype. Here we go. Add the link. That's right. Here we go. So we can add a link from this group to this flow here. That way, when you go to preview, and if you're playing around with it, you see how the mouse changes into this hand cursor thing. You can click on it, and it'll take you to this page here. Okay. Obviously, this is not the real page. Maybe later I can take a screenshot of the regular GitHub OAuth flow. And after this flow, then we're going to come to the next page here. I'm going to just copy this because it has my logo up top. We could potentially also make this a component, but we'll do that later if once we need to clean things up. So let's say we're going to be signed into GitHub already. I'm going to use W to again add a hot spot for that flow. And so now this is going to be our new page where you can start managing issues. Manage issues page. Now I really need to think about how this is going to look, because ultimately I think what I want is a view where you have something like these views here, and maybe let's use this fourth color here. Let's move that, and where you can have all your GitHub issues kind of just in here, right? And then this will maybe be called priority issues. Let's bring this down to 16. Yeah. I'm going to push Command 0 to zoom into 100%. So this is what it might look like, something like this, where you should be able to just drag and drop your issues into these views. Yeah, and this view will automatically expand and contract as needed. But how do we get from here to here? What does the user see initially to be able to start creating issues? Okay, I have a couple ideas from in my head, and I think as a designer, I think you should explore all those different ideas. Yeah. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to create maybe a couple different versions of what this page might look like here, so that we can get to this page. Okay. So let's see. Let's create this. Let's make this into a symbol so we can reuse this often. Let's call this blank page. And the blank page will include the logo. Okay. And I hope I'm using symbols correctly, because if I add this thing in here, it's not going to ruin the symbol, right? I think it should be okay. Okay, one way we can think about this is maybe we can say, maybe we can have like a blank. So are we using fourth? Yes. No, it will be blank first. Maybe it should be no color. It was transparent. How do we get rid of the color? Oh yeah, here, just get rid of that. And the border might be primary. The border is going to be a dotted border. How do I do that? Inside? Nope. And start dash. Here we go, dashes. Yeah. Let's put a little curvature onto this. Okay. And then maybe there might be a big plus sign here in the middle. Yeah. So let's see. Let's make these primary. Let's increase the width just a bit. Let's make this one. Okay. So let's see. This one is starts ends. This one's 90. Let's make this 75. Oopsie. What's here? Let's make this 100. Okay. Let's also make this 100. Okay. And these should be sort of as a cross. There we go. And maybe we can do something like this. Just put it smack dab in the middle. Yeah. Then we'll have some text. Create your first view. Okay. Create your first view. Okay. So that's an idea. Another idea is to already have a view created, like a default view created. So I'm going to put this down here. Can I rename this? This is initial page after first time customer. Okay. Yes. Let's see. Another way we can do this is, yeah, what I was saying is just have an initial view and maybe just have some random issues in there or something. So then let's get rid of the border. Let's add a color. I think I'm using fourth. Just do this. And so let's call this priority issues. Left align it. Okay. And actually, it would be interesting. I'm thinking about the colors. It would be interesting if I could actually just match the colors of GitHub. So if I go to GitHub, maybe we can have some sort of color scheme that matches this, so that it stays consistent. I wonder. I have some light blues, some darker aquas, some yellows. I think it will just help users ease into using this, make it a little more familiar. I wonder what font they use here. I'm not getting carried away. Apple system, Blink Mac system, Segway, Segoi, Helvetica, okay. Okay, let's get back to focus here. Let's center this. Okay, so maybe it'll just have a random couple of issues. And I'd like to take inspiration from how they show issues here. Let's create a project board. This is just a random repository that I have. Let's use a basic combine. Okay. Great, great, great. Okay, this is a test issue. Let's add this. And let's convert this into issue. Okay. So I'm just going to take a snapshot of this so we can use this as inspiration. Okay. So let's see. Let's zoom out of here. So let's call this a vision board. Maybe we can put this into actually another page here. Let's put it over here. Vision board. Let's center it, but it doesn't really matter. And let's pull up that screenshot. Okay. Let's pull into here. Okay, good. So let's study this a little bit. They have a bit of a curve. They have a bit of a shadow. They have a lot of space in this card where you can click in any of the white space here, where you can drag this card. Yeah. So for example, I can click anywhere in this card to drag this card across. And I love that animation that they have. Do you see how it sort of kind of just swivels into there? It's not an immediate abrupt thing. And I also want to make sure I can recreate that for this program too. So it's got this nice, it flows into the direction that I'm moving this into. And there's a bit of a transparent card there to show you where it will drop if I let go. There's still a shadow on this card as I'm moving it around. So I can move it around anywhere here. Okay. And notice that the card that I picked up is not transparent. It's actually fully has 100% opacity. It's the one in the background that is transparent a bit. Okay. So again, anywhere in here I can click, except for actually it looks like this area is still the title, which is fine. And you can click on the owner of the issue. So you can click on the title, the owner of the issue, and these three little dots that pull up more menu options. So I think we want to try to duplicate something like this. Okay. So actually, let's just do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just focus on this part here, and I'm just going to create another square here that will look very similar to this. And so it has no border. It has a bit of rounding. Okay, maybe it's like a 3. it is white. Or let's use the color picker. Is it fully white? Yeah, it's fully white. And it has a bit of shadow. So let's add that. And that shadow is too dark. So maybe let's lighten it a bit. Their shadow is very light. And it's also not very deep. Okay. And let's see. I guess we don't have to match it perfectly. Yeah, I think actually we have something pretty close. I'm just gonna make it a little bit wider. Okay. They have this green icon, and then all their text is sort of here. So this is a test issue. Oh, where did my thing go? We'll have to bring it forward. So I'm holding down Option and pushing to front. It's bold. Somewhat bold. Is it 14? Looks like it's about 14. Maybe it's a little lesser bold, semi-bold. Okay. I suppose I should match their the font later. I'm going to start putting this in notes because I don't want to do this now, but I will want to do this later. Things to consider doing later. Match the design. Okay, good. And they made this blue, so fine, why not? We'll just do the same for now. We won't think too much into it. You can see that there's many different shades of blue because of the aliasing. Okay, and they have two different grays here for this text here. So let's make this one match the first gray. Let's go with the darkest one here. It looks like it's a bit of a smaller font yet again. So we'll go down to 12 for this. Okay. And we can go into the system here to really see how they're doing this. So they call this the small class. Okay. And so, oh, here we go. Let's do this. Number, font family, Apple system. The font size is about 12.6. Line height is about 18. Okay, so let's actually copy this color here. Okay. Do they have a opacity? No, it doesn't look like cursor move. Inline Apple. So what is this Blink Max system font? Let's use this one, Segoe UI instead. Do we have Apple system? Apple what? No. Do we have Segoe? We don't have Segoe. Okay. Later on, we might have to update it by Young Chinchuri. That's me. And this one's a bit bolder. So let's see how they did this here. So this one, the font weight, font size 12.6, height auto. They don't have any weight here, but I think they're going to have, oh, this one's just dark gray. I see. It's a different gray. They don't have a weight. Interesting. Let's get this. Get this gray here. Cool. Okay. They have 3 dots. They look like maybe kind of just small squares, maybe even just 1 pixel squares. No border. Let's just fill it in with these 3 dots here. Where'd it go? Forward. Ooh, those dots are small. Can we make this 2? 2? Is that right? Yeah, maybe, huh? Okay. move it across, and one more. Let's move it across. There we go. Kind of close. Okay. So let's see. Let's make it, maybe bring it down to 5. Maybe 4, huh? Okay, good. So that's basically this issue here. Maybe let's see if we can also bring in the this little icon. Actually, maybe I think I'll just steal it from here, to be honest. Let's see. Here we go, this one. Card, Octacon, position, absolute. What is this? Text green. SVG, yeah, this SVG here. How do I import SVGs into Sketch? I have the code here. Let me Google this. Okay, there's a plugin for it. But maybe I can just actually just open up code or save it to a text file and save it as SVG. So this one is, see. So I'm going to create a file in code here, and I'm going to copy this whole thing here, and we'll call it, what do they call it here? We'll just keep the same naming. Open issue. Okay, we'll call it open issue icon. .svg. Okay. Looks like I've recopied this part. I don't think I need this one part here. Or do I? Path. I think this path is the same as this path here. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I don't need this. Okay, where is this saved? I don't know. Open Review on Finder. Okay, I'll move this to my desktop. Okay, good. So I've saved this on my desktop, and then I should be able to import it just by dragging it from my desktop here. Let's bring this forward. That doesn't look right. What is that? That's not right. Take a look at this again. Let's see if this is the issue. Yeah. Let me bring this up with code again. How do I download this SVG? (1616) with 1616 roll image, path, fill, roll, even, odd. What happens if I just copy this part here? M8 1.5, yes, that's correct. There's this SVG icon. Yeah, I think this is it. So you copy and paste and let's see how it appears. Where is it? The icon doesn't look right. Where is GitHub? I feel like I'm going to spend a lot of time doing this. Okay, you know what? I can just design this myself. This is just oval. The green. Copy that green there. Okay. Let's put it here actually. Yes. 14. We made it. Can we make it 15? 15. Okay. Good. Okay, that looks right. And let's just put a little line down the center. This one will also be the same green. And then one more down here, and we'll make it very short. Just be one pixel. It's a bit of a strange way to create an icon because it's so small, but I think this works. Okay, just center all this. Did I do the right one? Should be. Okay, let's group this. Let's pull it out. Let's see how it looks. Okay, fine. I think it looks okay. And I'm just going to pull it down like this here. And I'm going to line this up here with this so we get the spacing correct. Yep. Okay. And these two should be grouped together. Good. Okay. I think this is more or less good enough. Looks like the spacing here is different. Is it 5? Oh yeah, it should be 4, huh? There it is. Okay. Good. So now we have a sample card. Get rid of this SVG. Great. So we just need to select everything here. And let's group this. And this is just going to be called a card. Okay. And I'm going to put this into my product now. Let's get rid of this. And so again, yes, the idea is you can just have different issues here, maybe lined up somehow. Okay. So that's an idea. I'm not a big fan of this color, given that we're trying to copy GitHub right now. See, how did they do it here? They had this pale blue. So maybe mine should also be pale. Maybe just pick that color, huh? What color is this? Let's pick that. Okay. We've saved that color, so now we can just change this color into that color as well. I wonder if it's confusing to people if we do this. They have a little bit of curving. How much do you think that curving is? It's hard to see, huh? Okay, let's just put it at 8. It's too hard there. Let's put it at 8. I guess they do have a little bit of shadowing, so I think we would just add shadows to stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I guess it could look like this, but there's a bunch of weird space here. So I wonder what we're going to do about that. And one of these cards actually should be a bit taller. So how this would be an initial page for a first-time customer, I don't know. Do we just randomly put issues into this priority issue thing just to show them what it can do? I don't think so. I think we shouldn't focus on streamlining the onboarding process yet. And where do we put all their existing issues? Okay. So I'm thinking we can maybe just have a section down here where we have all of their issues. It's like issues you can play around with or something. Or your issue bucket or something. Space these out properly. Oh, okay, it's done nicely already. Let's group this, and we can kind of just copy it, paste it down a couple more times. There we go. Okay. Then maybe we can call this like the issue bucket or something, where you have all your issues. I don't know. Okay, I think I'm still liking this version rather than this version where there's random issues in your default view. Okay, good. So let's stick with this first for now. Okay, actually maybe we'll have some default views, but without the issues in there. Maybe we'll have ones called like a default view called like priority view, and another one called backlog or something. Maybe we'll just come up with three random ones first. And one idea is actually maybe we can have this issue bucket hide away, but as soon as your mouse comes over, then this issue bucket pops up. Actually, that could be interesting. We could also alternatively do something on the side where the issue bucket comes up from the side and pops up when you move your mouse there. Kind of like how we do this. This is on Notion, and if I move my mouse over here, then this menu pops up. For me, I still don't fully understand when it pops up, but I think it's probably very close to the edge here. And maybe if I scroll too fast, I have to hold my mouse there just for maybe half a second. Because if I scroll too fast, then it's not going to pop up. And I think maybe that window where it pops up, maybe it could be a little bit higher. So maybe a little bit wider here. So yeah, actually maybe I could do something like that. Okay. So where do we start? We start here, connect with GitHub. I really like this black color that GitHub uses. I don't think this is their black, but it's pretty close. And then go through the auth flow, and then you're landed here. Because what I want, and of course from here you can scroll. You should be able to scroll. So actually maybe I should add a little scroll bar. And what does a scroll bar here look like? Okay, it's like this bar. I think there's this, you can add stuff from like a Apple, yeah, here we go. Apple iOS, no. I need a library that'll give me Apple Mac objects. Okay, maybe I should find one. So I don't have to recreate for myself. This is how to name library symbols. No, I want to make sketch your own. It's just here we go. Let's see, plugins. I think I want libraries. What are integrations? Cool, okay. Here we go. Sketch and photo, okay. Touch bar glyphs. Okay. Mac OS 11. Are we, what am I on? Am I on 10? Ah, okay. Okay, cool. Download that. Install it. Okay, let's open up this thing here. Install these. Okay. Maybe I need to download fonts as well. But I think I have SF Pro. Go to my fonts book. Here, font book. Yeah, I have SF Pro display. Just download it anyways. See what happens. Okay. macOS Design Resource License. Good. Okay. So what do I just go into here? What is this? Design templates and UI elements. Production templates. What are these? Touch bar. App. Okay. I don't need those. Maybe I need these. Great. Cool, cool, cool. Do they have scroll bars? Ah, here. Okay. So let's see. What is this? So how do I include this as a library? So add a library. Oh, I see. I can add this thing is a library, so I need to then, we can get rid of this page now. Done that, and this. Fonts have been downloaded. Let's install them. Okay, gotta install, continue, agree. Oh my goodness. 216 megabytes. Jeez. Okay, so it says it's installed, so get rid of this. I'm just going to move this to my desktop so I can. Use this template. No. With our colors, we don't need that. Get rid of this. Get rid of fonts here. Okay, we can get rid of this page here. I just have too much stuff going on, so I'm trying to close pages here. I think I just downloaded this again. Okay, anyways. Desktop. I have my desktop on my other screen here, so I'm just going to drag this into my other screen, and there we go. So let's see if we can add that library. Where is it? Oh, this one. Yes, here we go. You're done. Okay, so now if I go back to my sketch here, do you think, just here, it is, yes, this thing. Hey, where's all the stuff? How do I do this? Should I restart? Yeah, I'm just going to keep this easy here. We have a scroll bar here, so let's just include that here. Ooh, that's complicated. Okay, so I don't want to change too much here. I just want to use that thing. How do I? I don't want to edit this. Let's do this. I don't want to edit it. Unlink here. Unlink yes. Okay. Okay. Detach from simple. Yes. Okay. I just want this. Gosh, I should have just made that myself. Let's go back to the product. How do they do it? Yeah, I think something like this. Okay. Okay. Then we can show that it's scrollable. Gosh, that was too involved. There's a bug in Sketch now. I can't zoom in and out using my two fingers on my trackpad. I think it happens when we open too many Sketch things. So I'm just going to close this. I'm save it and close it. I'm going to open it again. You're saving online. Okay, it's closed. We don't need that. Let's open Sketch again. Project Mulan. Okay, are we back? Can we do it yet? We can't. Don't know why. Okay. So I can't scroll with my trackpad anymore. Don't know why. Okay, cool. So we're talking about keeping this, and we're also talking about maybe adding just maybe 3 different default views, initial views, to show people what they can do. And you should be able to drag and drop stuff into this page here, into this view. So maybe what we can do, oh, here we go, I can scroll again. I want to add a note here. This, let's do a text. This. Make this red to show that this is just a note. Okay. Just so that this is kind of a note. Okay. Let's make this, bring it to the front. This is already on the front, okay. Okay, I don't like this one here, but let's move it down. Let's just keep it. As a designer, you need to have a lot of different ideas. Okay. It'll be interesting if when you first enter, you'll maybe see this issue bucket first. It won't be hidden. And then maybe there'll be a note that says something like hover here to pull up your issue bucket. And then it'll teach people how to pull up the issue bucket. Okay, so this one, let's not show the issue bucket here. Let's just show multiple views. Maybe let's use the screen real estate a little bit more. So how far is that? That's 20. Oops. How far is that now? It's 23, so let's increase the width just by 3. At 20, good. Okay, so maybe let's create a first view. Let's maybe shorten this a little bit. Okay, put that in the middle, and let's use this blue thing again. And here, let's use this. Let's call this priority issues. And let's just create some fake issues here. Okay. Let's say something like, you can create or delete views as needed. It's going to have to be resized. Let's align it to the top. Okay. And let's just create one more. And maybe these test issues can just be like what's it called, a tutorial on how to use this. Let's backlog issues. This is looking like a Kanban board, I know, just in a different format. But one of the pain points that I had using Kanban is I can't have the same view, the same issue in multiple views. So actually, maybe let's highlight that here. Okay. I think we need a break soon, but I think this is kind of interesting already. So you can create a view by clicking this plus button, and maybe we'll always have this sort of below all of your existing views. So let's just do this one more time. Let's put that below. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Let's bring this up, and let's bring this below. Okay, interesting. I think these views will have to be a different color than this bucket. Okay, good. So this one, let's bring this up a little bit. Let's bring this up a little bit. Okay, interesting. I don't like this version. So let's take these three versions, see which one's better. Actually, I think this makes sense. I don't know what issues you would automatically put in here. Maybe it would just automatically create some issues here, but then they wouldn't be linked to GitHub. I don't want to be creating issues on someone's new repo, because that repository could be connected to, they could be working with a team on it, and so you don't want to be creating issues without their consent or without them wanting these issues to be created. Okay, it's been about an hour and 15 minutes of recording. We're just going to take a 5-minute break. I'm just going to do some push-ups, and then come back, and let's move forward with maybe the next few user flows. Okay, I'm back. Okay, sorry, it took a little bit longer. I had to go hang up my clothes. So let's see. I'd like to. How do I stream? How do I share this? Highlights, add stream. Okay, share this one. There we go. Copy. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's get back to what we're doing here. So just to recap, we started off with the first page after the user sees the landing page and they decided that they want to try to use this product. So they're going to have to first connect with GitHub. It's going to connect this to the GitHub auth flow. And after they log in with GitHub and they've connected their GitHub repository, then they're going to land on a first page. We don't know what that first page is going to look like, so we've designed a couple different versions of it. This first version here, maybe it'll just have like this bordered outline that says you can create your first view, and then maybe it'll show your issue buckets with all your issues from your repository that you connected. Another way we can do this is we can have this create your first view and also have some sort of what's called sample views that have just already been created for them. So let's just note that here. Okay. And this one here has a sample views up top and then maybe create another view here below. I don't know what's going to be, what issues are going to be inside these sample views. So I'd like to just take a note of things I need to think about. And maybe what we need to be doing is actually, before we create these sample views, maybe we just have to let users create the view first, because the only reason we have sample views is to onboard the user a bit. And it's to onboard the user. It's to show them what you can see or what you can do with this. But maybe that should be a problem that we solve later, because I think right now it's probably just too confusing to create these extra issues. Maybe we can create extra issues later also when we start having other integrations besides GitHub, where you can just integrate your other to-do lists, or you can just create your own to-do item or issue item without connecting to GitHub. But we don't have that functionality yet. So maybe we should leave that off the table. So actually then, out of these options here, I think maybe we'll stick with the first one, where you can just have create your first view, and you have a list of issues that are in your bucket already, and you can drag and drop your issues into your view. So if the user clicks this, then I want to go to the next page, which is let's get rid of this, delete this. Which is a window that pops up that asks you to name your view. Okay, so we'll call this create view page. Actually, it won't be another page, it will be a modal that pops up. And so, let's see. Okay, again, let's not style the modals too much yet. Let's just create a box, and in the box it will say, what is the name of your view? And then there will be a text box that you can enter that stuff in, and maybe another text box that says save, yeah? Or maybe I should say create view. Okay. Okay, good. As I'm thinking of it, we're also going to need to create options to allow users to manage their views. And they'll need to be able to create views, edit the name, and delete views. So I think we'll need to make sure we have that functionality for that. Okay, and so let's design this a little bit. Let's go back to our primary colors here. This should be white. It's just a text box. And let's see. We can go back to look at the examples from iOS. Here we go. And see what the modal looks like. Maybe we just copy that. Yeah, okay. So I think there needs to be a title. And there also maybe needs to be a cancel. In case they don't want to create the view anymore. The title should be something like create a view. Okay. And maybe this should just be regular or bold. Let's do medium. Okay, looks okay to me. This will be based off of whatever the modal looks like for the browser. This looks pretty ugly. I'm not a big fan of it yet. Okay. Maybe this should be the light blue. I think we'll need a little bit of border. Maybe just a light one. And this should be the primary color. And the secondary one. Sorry, not the border. I don't like the secondary. It's like it needs to be a call to action, so it needs to be like maybe like this blue or something. Let's use this blue. What is this blue? Let's save it. Let me see. This is called blue. This is the button we want them to click. Okay. And let's get rid of this border. It's not the best looking modal. It's actually pretty ugly. It is pretty ugly. We don't want this rectangle. No, where's this rectangle? We don't want this. Let's bring it forward. Oh, still including it. Why? Which rectangle do we not want? This one. We don't want this one. There we go. Yes. Okay. This is pretty ugly. put a shadow on this. Let's see if it helps. Pretty horrendous. Okay, but anyways, let's put a hotspot here. No, not this one. What is it? It's W. And we'll go to this page once we click this. And once we create a view, so cancel here. This one is going to bring you back here. Okay, so now we can sort of play around with this website a little bit. What is this? Here. We start with this one. Click here. You can go to the OAuth flow, and then you're landed on this with all your sample issues. Create your first view, and then so you get your first view here. And then if you cancel, then it goes back to your first view. Yeah. But if we click Create View, then it's going to lead us to this page here, where it's going should be a empty view. So I'm just going to copy this here, and we'll place this in here. Let's get rid of these guys. And let's bring this up. Okay. And then we're still going to have our issue bucket. Good. And it's going to be empty. There's not going to be any issues inside. So maybe we should have a little bit of text that says, drag your issues into here. Let's use the primary color here. Drag your issues in here. Okay. So this thing will connect to this page here. We don't need in. Center this. Okay. Good. Let's call these priority issues. And I think we're almost there. Okay, so I need to add some sort of functionality where you can edit this view. So let's use these three dots again. I think people understand that these three dots sort of mean no, what is this? These rectangles not grouped. Okay, let's copy this group. These are sort of like the option selector. So let's put that up here so you can manage your issues. Not manage your issues, manage your views. Okay. And so actually we need another page where you can manage views. And what happens if you click this is you're going to get a drop down. A drop down that maybe looks like something like this here. And it's going to have just a few options. Let's go to the border, put this at shadow. Okay. Shadow, maybe a little bit of rounding. And the options are edit, view name. It's too big. So maybe it's 12. And maybe delete view. I think that's about it, actually. I think that's all you need. Okay. So that's where these 3 buttons will land us. It'll land us here. So if you click on Edit View Name, it's going to take you to a similar page like this, but it's not going to say Create a View. It will say Edit the name of the view. So let's just add this page here next. I don't know if I'm being too pedantic here. I don't know if we need to create all this all the time. This one will be called Update View Name. Okay, and I think it will have to be a bit wider. And then in here will be the default text would be the existing name. But you can change it. Just left align this, resize it properly. Okay, good. Let's make this light. Okay, and so yes, this can go back to here or go back to here, it doesn't really matter. Cancel, this cancel will go back to one of these as well. So let's fix that. So actually now it goes back here. No, now it goes, sorry, not here, it goes here. Okay, so we can play around with this again. Let's see how this works. Let's cancel it. Okay, good. If we click this thing here, then we're gonna get this page. And if we click the Edit View Name, then it should go to this page here. Let's get that working. Go to this page. Okay, Edit View Name goes here. Good. Can't update view name, then you'll get an updated view. Let's go here. Edit View Name, cancel, and go back here. Yeah. Actually, we shouldn't have this background here. Let's hide this so I can get to the back thing here. We don't need this. And this brings back. Actually, what we need is this. Let's put that here. Send it back. Okay. Looks pretty ugly with this blue on blue. I think maybe I should have split this into 2 steps. One is probably just a wireframing with the user flow. And the second one is more design focused. So it would be about the colors, about the theme. But I kind of just combine them into one, maybe because this is a simple product, so we don't really need to split them into too many details. Okay, so now we can create views, edit the name of the views, and delete views. So this is done. check. Okay. Let's see up here, allow users to arrange your GitHub issues in PRs, maybe in views. So yes, you can. So right now what you can do is you can drag one of these things into here. And one of the key things is that this issue will still remain in the issue bucket. But I think there needs to be a way for me to identify that this issue is already in here. And what if a user drags the same issue and puts back into the same view when it already has the same issue? So I'm wondering if I should detail out that issue, that's the thing, because I think there should be some sort of, so maybe we can have like a border here. So maybe what if we had like an interesting color border here, and then also applied those same borders to these issues here. Oh, and sorry, from here to create another issue, I think we'll need to include this below it. Okay, so in this one, it won't say create your first view anymore. It will say create, it should be 10. So this was not splash. What is this? What is 124? Oh, it's because I brought it out. Let's make it 100. What was it before? 100 by 100. Okay. Let's make this 100 as well. Center this. And center within here. Okay. It's not going to be create your first view. It will be create another view. Okay. Maybe it's too skitty. Let's just bring that down a little bit. Create another view. Great. Okay. And so this one will kind of go back to here. Okay. So once you create a view, you can still create another view. Oh. I think we're almost there. I think we need to clean up the theme of this page, and I think maybe I'll need some inspiration first a little bit from how other places do it. So to do, I need to clean up the color scheme, theme, style of everything. I need to think about how it's going to look when I have the same issue in multiple views. I wonder if we can have this selected. If we have this selected, then we can see, maybe we can highlight the issues that are in this view here out of this bucket. Maybe that's one idea. So maybe it's something like move this down here. So maybe if we like selected this thing here and highlight it with red. Yeah. Let's get rid of the dashes. Okay. And let's bring some issues in here. I don't like how that there's these dots here and then there's some more dots here. Let's make a note of that. Maybe we could put like border or something, or maybe, yeah, maybe it could be something like if we had the title in here and put like a little divider up here, then maybe it might stick out a little bit better. Or if we can change this into an icon, a different icon or something, I don't know. Okay, so this view has a couple issues, and let's say that we highlighted this in red, and then let's call this number 3 and number 4 here. And let's do the same thing here. 4, and let's do this one. Let's do this number 5, number 6, and number 7. So maybe actually let's change this up a little bit. Let's call this number 5 and number 7. So if I put the same red border, what is it? Width 3 in this color. Let's save this color. Let's call it red. Then I can also highlight these ones in the same color. Red 3. What happened here? What is this bottom thing? Number 5, number 7. So let's get that and get this. These 2 rectangles, yeah. Shadows, borders. Let's get the red and 3. Okay, how does this look? This one is called selected a view, or it's called view selected. Okay. Better note. Maybe if you just click on it, click on the view, then it selects it. Because views also actually should be able to drag them as well. I kind of like what Notion did, actually. It's kind of similar to what I want to do. So here, instead of being able to drag this whole thing here, they add this little thing on hover where you can drag this item around, yeah, and you can sort of fit it in between. You can also kind of create columns spontaneously. So you can just kind of drag it to the right and create that column. Just move back. So actually, I think it would be interesting if we could also drag these columns, drag these views to create columns. Probably spelled that wrong. And then so now that we have this issues, sort of this view selected, then we can see the highlighted issues. And maybe the highlighted issues should be brought to the front so you don't have to scroll through this whole list to see them at the bottom. Okay, I think this red is kind of interesting actually. I think it makes a lot of sense. Um, Actually, I think we're pretty much there. I think that's basically the functionality that I wanted. I wanted to be able to create views and drag and drop issues into those views. So I think we're pretty much there. So I think we just need to clean up the theming. We had picked out a color scheme before, but we didn't really use it because in the middle I opted to maybe stick with the GitHub theme just to make it consistent, make it familiar. Because I'm thinking about ZenHub, and ZenHub has very similar functionality where they also have issues, and they kind of show them like GitHub, but they also have a lot of extra metadata on top. And their style is slightly different, but it's not too different, I suppose. They still have these green SVGs to show an open issue. So let's see. Let's see if we can play around with this. So if I click this, then I want to bring it to here. Okay. So I think now we have flows everywhere. Let's see. Can we view the hotspots? What is this? Oh, okay, interesting. Animate, no, preview prototype. What's this? Okay, well, anyways. So if we click this, we create a new view. Yes. If we click this, then we go to this page and we've selected the issues. Okay, that's interesting. We go here, create a new view. You can see which buttons you click just by clicking outside of them. So let's cancel this, go back and create a first view, create a view. We can drag our issues here. We can edit. Nope, that didn't work. Here we go. You can edit from here, edit the view name. Good. Cancel. You can, we'll have to fix that later, but kind of get the gist. Yeah, you can edit this, click this. Delete view is probably another one that we can create, but it just goes back to another thing. So yeah, I think we basically have the basic functionality we want. There's no user profile information that we can allow the user to edit right now, because I don't know what you would edit there. Maybe just a way to disconnect GitHub. And then maybe also we should add a way to contact us, or a way to give feedback. So let's see. So maybe let's just add a give feedback button up here. And keep it simple. We'll put it on all the pages. So let's go into this page. How do I go to the components? Oh, here, components. Okay. No. Okay, let's add it back. I don't know how to do it. We'll figure it out later. But anyways, this get feedback will be on all the pages. I think we do need to allow a user to edit their account, where they can sign out. they can add more repos, disconnect repos, update their password. But they don't have password because it's just OAuth. So disconnect from GitHub. Okay. That was fun. We have enough to work with to start building. Maybe offline, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit more, but that's basically my thought process on how to design this on Sketch. And so you've watched me walk through sort of the user flow. Maybe this should have been done on a wireframe, but we did it straight on Sketch. So I think it's okay because it's a very simple program. And yeah, I think that's that. And we finished in basically in less than 2 hours, not including our intermission time. So thanks for joining. I appreciate you listening to this live stream. And let me know if you have any questions or any feedback on how I could have done this better or what I should have considered a little bit further. Okay. I'll post up the link to all the notes and also maybe the sketch file as well so you guys can have a look at it. Thanks, everyone.